What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to the Casual Podcast with your boy Brian, the Casual Brian. Today's podcast is brought to you by the Casual Brand. The Casual Brand casually connecting you to one another. If you're interested in it, we're casually talking about it. Yesterday was a great podcast. I had Jeremy Levine on from We Art Play. Fantastic page on Instagram, teaching you jazz improvisation, uh, mainly through piano. He's a pianist and a jazz educator. Phenomenal conversation. If you haven't checked that podcast out, check it out. It is up on all platforms, and yeah, so it's just absolute pleasure. Tomorrow I will be closing the week with Darcel. Very excited about that. She's got a lot to talk about, and we're gonna just kind of go through some of these interesting issues that are happening. We're coming to you live from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Um, and as of course, we're on live on the podcast, so you can find us on Spotify and any other place that you can find podcasts. Next Monday, we're going to have Ryan Knock from Knock It Out Music. That's going to be in association with the Casual Producer. And so basically, the format moving forward is I'm going to try to bring in, I'm not going to try, I'm bringing in guests that are around the different Casual Brand pages. So jazz, music production, uh, so music in general, but it'll either fall between jazz and being and more of instrumentalists and artists, and then music production, which is more around producing, sound uh, engineering, and mixing, and all that kind of stuff. Grappling, and then of course, just everyday takes, and that'll be more on my page. So it's really kind of like a hub for the Casual Brand themes and different pages. So I'm very excited. I hope you guys enjoy it. I got some very fun uh, guests coming on. I got some confirmed guests, some health and mindfulness and wellness people. Carter Therapy, Brittany from Carter Therapy, Lucia from Wellness Seekers, Kelsey, who is a massive presence in the world of female athletics and just athletics, and she is just absolutely killing it and crushing it. Director Calvin Walker from Watchmen Media. Um, Gemma is going to be returning, so it's just I'm super excited about all the people that we got slated to come and talk with you. So I hope that you're going to be looking forward. We're going to try to get a calendar out so you can know and kind of know what to expect. Also, Austin West, amazing community builder. Yeah, so it's going to be some great stuff. I hope that you're excited because I'm excited. But as for today, we're going to be talking about Whoopi Goldberg. Yes. You thought I was avoiding it. I wasn't avoiding it. I had a guest scheduled yesterday, so I didn't get to talk about it yesterday. But I'm going to talk about it today. And in the sake of making it more bearable for my fellow guests, the people that I'm associating with, I'm not going to go too crazy. I'm not going to go too crazy in what she said, but I'm going to talk about the response as I see it. Um, but I'm going to talk about, because that's really what I'm concerned about, the response. So I'm talking about Whoopi Goldberg, Joe Rogan, Dave Chappelle, and how the left is approaching, how I perceive the left to be approaching these people. So yeah, with that, let's just get right into it. So if you don't know, if you're not familiar, Whoopi Goldberg on, I believe, Monday, um, made some comments about the Holocaust not being about race. So let me first start with this. She was wrong. Okay. The Holocaust was about race. I think the point she was trying to make is that it was not just about race, it was uh, man's evil against other man. So I think if she would have said it's both, maybe she would have been okay. But you can't say it's not about race because Hitler himself said it was about race. That's like somebody walking up to somebody and saying, "I'm going to slap you because you're a woman," and then I walk over and say, I don't know if it was really about gender. You know what I mean? If the person says it, it is what it is. So I'm not really. here to debate whether what she said, if it was right or wrong. I don't think most people are debating whether it's right or wrong. I think there is a debate around how serious it is. And again, like I say, when you're not a part of a community, things don't seem as serious to you. I I used to always I used to think that when people boycott Thanksgiving, it was going too far. It was too much. Why would you boycott Thanksgiving? It's a good holiday. That the whole theme is let's be thankful. Let's treat people nice, let's be cool. But because I'm not a member of First Nation people, I'm not a Native American. I don't have the same feelings towards that day, because what that day also celebrates is the day that the people came to this country and these countries, the Americas, and they took them from them under the false pretext of good faith. So I can understand how that could rub some people the wrong way. So when you're not a part of a culture, or not culture, when you're not a part of a group, then it doesn't have the same impact to you. Um, I personally didn't think that the comments were crazy. I didn't even think anything of it. In fact, when I found out the next day that there was a controversy, I was surprised. I was about what? What did she say? And then I thought back and I said, okay, well, I see, I see. Now I definitely 100% easily, easily do not think she should have been suspended. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that she was suspended. I've heard far worse comments from Meghan McCain when she was on The View. I've heard far worse comments from other people, but I don't want to linger too long because I want to kind of hit all of them before I want to make the point. Joe Rogan. My problem with Joe Rogan, and this kind of applies to Chappelle too. Most of the people that have issue with Joe Rogan have never watched Joe Rogan's show. I am a big I was a big Joe Rogan fan. I loved the fact that he had interesting people on to have interesting conversations. I didn't always agree with him. There was a lot of stuff I didn't agree with him. Here's another example, and this is more to me because it's my community. Joe Rogan regularly says the N word. He doesn't say it with the intent to be offensive or with the intent to be derogatory. He's not saying it to someone. He's saying that it's just a word. And he doesn't understand why you can't say certain words. I get the point in theory. I get the point on paper as an intellectual discussion. But every time I hear him say that N word, it's like a nail in my stomach or in my ear. I hate hearing it. So it's not to say that I think align myself with Joe Rogan or I see eye to eye. The way I found out about Andrew Yang was because of Joe Rogan. And there's lots of people, Faraz Sarabi. There's lots of people that I found out about Joe Rogan or I found out about by watching them on Joe Rogan. I find the conversations interesting. Some of the people that he has on I find funny. I enjoy watching Fight Companions, you know. Um to paint Joe as this far right or this gateway far right person, it's just wrong and it's lazy and it shows that people probably haven't watched the show. Now, is Joe these days, especially starting in COVID and in kind of branching out, morphing out, is he becoming um more of what they said he is? Yes. But it's to me, it's not a chicken or the egg situation because I've seen him before. And then lastly, we have Dave Chappelle, who I've heard hates women and is transphobic because he makes jokes that are derogatory about women and he makes jokes that people consider to be transphobic. Now, my issue specifically, and then I'll go to the whole left. My issue with Dave Chappelle is I get the feeling that when Dave Chappelle was making all those other jokes at the expense of black people, at the expense of other people's, trans people were laughing. But then when the joke was on them, well, it's serious and it shouldn't be joked about. Similar to when South Park chef was a Scientologist, and they made fun of every single religion. I mean, every other religion, but when they got to Scientology, that shouldn't be joked about. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. They, Dave Chappelle is offensive equally. What it's it's idiotic to me to go to watch if they even watch them. That's another part of it. The same with Rogan. They don't even watch his specials. So not only do you not have context, you can't judge someone based off clips, and that's it. We're so lazy these days. We just watch clips or, I mean, I can't tell you how many people have posted articles because they thought it was saying one thing based off the title, but then if you actually read the article, it's making the argument for the opposite. So you got Chappelle, and they're saying he hates women and he's transphobic. Okay, I think anyone who knows these people or have followed their careers could make the argument that that's not true. Here's my overall point. What are you trying to accomplish? To my friends on the left, what is it that you are trying to accomplish? How does coming for Whoopi, coming for Joe Rogan, coming for Dave Chappelle help further your cause? Because the question is, are you trying to make an enemy of these people? Because if you cancel them, that's what you're going to do. And I don't think that that's what we want to do. I don't think that we want to make enemies of people that were previously allies. Whoopi, I mean, geez, can there be more of an ally? She's on everybody's side. She's for everybody, supporting everybody. What is it that we're trying to do? We're eating ourselves. You know, in in a week where there was actual neo-Nazi protests, we're canceling somebody for what they said, for a mistake that they made, that they came on and immediately apologized. It's like, do our lives even matter? She has a whole life of service and being an ally and somebody who is in support of not just the Jewish community, but all communities that are oppressed and marginalized and belittled. She is an ally. She is a fighter. She has lended her voice in support of for years. And she says one thing that's a mistake and immediately apologizes, and it's not good enough. Now, there's a guy I watch, I love his show, David Packman. He says that, that this will spark a sense of anti-Semitism. One of the things that really frustrated me is that I've heard people say that Whoopi's comments were hateful. Now, again, I am not Jewish. Obviously, I am not Jewish. And when you're not a part of the community, it does not impact you the same. That being said, to say her comments were hateful, what are we doing? What are we even saying? What are we talking about? I just I hate the fact that we kill our own. We come for our own on the left. I don't even really consider myself Democrat anymore because they just there's no pleasing the Democratic Party. It's all or nothing. It's always zero sum. It's always black and white. And if you disagree with them on anything, you're you're bigoted, you're closed-minded, you're canceled. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of a party or a group that that has zero grace, has zero forgiveness, has zero, it's like for claiming to be so open-minded, you are so quick to tear down that you don't agree with. Because it's not real open-mindedness. Just like the right is not really advocating for freedom. You're free to do what they want you to do. DeSantis is not letting people be free, because if he was letting people be free, he would let businesses decide whether or not they want to have mandates. He would let individual school counties decide what they want to do. So it's not real freedom. It's freedom to agree with me. It's his freedom. I'm free to impose any kind of rules and laws I want on you. And so are the people that agree with me. I'm free to discriminate against you. I'm free to control you, and so on and so forth, which is not real freedom. Real freedom is to say, okay, we're not going to do a statewide mandate, but individuals can choose. That's freedom. Show me how I'm wrong. Anybody on the right, I know there's a ton of people who love DeSantis. Show me how I'm wrong. If it was really about freedom, why would it not be whoever wants to do mandates can do mandates, and whoever doesn't want to do mandates can't, or don't have to? And same with the left. If it's really about being open-minded, being accepting, then you would say, okay, well, you believe that and I believe this. And as long as you don't try to impose your beliefs on me and my way of living, I'm okay. That's fine. I thought the whole point of it was to discuss. Maybe figure out some things that are not right. How can you have a discussion if you say something that's not right, you're instantly dragged? It doesn't make it's I mean, it's again, I'm going to keep saying this because I think it's important. I'm not a member of that community, so I can see that it does not impact me the same. But I've personally heard things that have impacted me on that show that did not get a suspension. If you follow Twalib Kweli on Instagram, he has a good thread going with instances of Meghan McCain. I really am not a big fan of, well, this versus this, comparing this to that. It doesn't matter. I can say, just looking at Whoopi, I don't believe that she deserved the suspension. I think that she has every right to be upset. I wish she would quit that show. I will not be watching The View anymore. I will not be supporting The View anymore, which is unfortunate because it's something that I enjoy watching with my wife. She loves the show, but I'm going to close with this. David Pakman says that this is going to make some people feel like, look, the Jews got Whoopi. I'm not going to go that far. I don't think that there's a evil organization of Jewish people controlling the world. That's ridiculous. I will say this. It does seem like there is a harsh penalty for any black person that missteps or misspeaks. Period. And I think that and then I know a lot of people will say, well, if you say anything about black people, maybe I'm missing it. I would love for people to show me. But at the end of the day, maybe to my friends on the left, let's ease up on the cancel button. Maybe let's stop canceling people. Let's stop trying to deplatform everybody. Let's stop trying to get rid of everybody. If they're wrong, come to them and see, hey, this is not right. And if they apologize, great. Now we've addressed an issue and we've helped educate, and maybe that education process could be used as a learning moment for someone who might share that same belief. But really, you have to ask yourself, what is it that you're trying to accomplish, people on the left? Are you trying to make enemies of Whoopi Goldberg, Joe Rogan, and Dave Chappelle? Because if you are, you're foolish and you deserve to lose. So that's my stream for today. A little bit serious, but it is what it is. It's something that needs to be addressed. Thank you so much for those who've stopped by. Thank you for everyone who's checked it out. If you liked it, be sure to follow. Again, tomorrow we're gonna have Darcel on, and on Monday we'll have Ryan Knock from Knock It Out Music. More guests will be dropped on my page and then on the Casual Brand page. So check us out. I'll try to let you know also where you can find it. I'm going to be doing collaboration. So like tomorrow, no collaboration, but on Monday, that'll be a collaboration with the Casual producer. Um, so yeah, thank you so much again. And thank you for those listening on the podcast. Have a great day. And remember to stay casual.